Hi everyone, it's Tricia here, and I am coming on to do a little different view of a little craft along. So I'm just recording this on my phone. Let me mix up a little bit so it doesn't move. So what I'm going to do is, it's part of Team Smithy challenge for this month. This time it was Tammy's turn to set a little challenge in this little scrapbook challenge. So I've got this little 4.5 by 4.5 inch scrapbook book. So I thought I would decorate it with you in this view for a wee change. So it's going to measure up what it actually measures. So it's 5 1/4 square. Let's see, 5.5 by 5.5. However, we need to take off this section here. So we are going to make this 5 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to write that down. 5 by 5 1/4 is the measurement. I'm going to use this. This is an excess piece. So 5 by 5 1/4. So we're going to cut that out in Night of Navy. Let me get a trimmer. Oh, sore back. Right, Night of Navy, where are you? Oh, just happen to have a piece here, that's good. So let's see, 5 inches by 5 inches by 5 1/4. Blah, blah, blah. Couldn't get my words out there. Right, so let's see. Hope everybody's well. 5 1/4. Ta-da! Awesome. So we can get that stuck down just on here. Let me just make sure you can see this a little bit. There we go. So we're going to glue this down. I just thought I'd come on and do a different view for a wee change. Not that I want to be staring at my own image, but sometimes it's nice to see the name. Not just the name, sorry, the face behind the name as well. So, got this little bit here. So, we want a piece of white now, basic white. And this is going to be 5 by 4 3/4, so 1/4 inch difference. So, 5 by 4 3/4. And before I commit to putting it down, I'll just make sure that it measures okay. Yes, it does. It's a nice little border. Awesome. So I'm going to pop that down. And it's a very, 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 very simple scrapbook layout. It's just a little baby, little ickle bickle book. As you can see, just teeny weeny. So, don't know if you can see that. Oh, a little bit glue sticking out. So, we are going to put this on here. We're going to hand stamp some of this. Okay, and we're going to make... we're going to leave room for putting a photo here. So, what I have is I've got an excess piece of Night of Navy there. So I think I'm just going to roughly cut it. And then we'll layer up the little flowers on top. Flower, rather. So, I'm guesstimating this is, 4 inches exactly. That's good. So I would say 4 inches by 3. When I do my little mat layers for my photo mats, I like to keep it nice and equal so that I can not forget how what measurements I've done. So I will do 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that'll get a nice little mat in there for the photo. So just let's see if it's a good size. Yes, it is. Now I'm not going to stick this down just yet because I'm going to stick it on the mat layer, but I'm not going to put it on the actual scrapbook page yet because I want to do some stamping on here. Now I've already got these colours out still from a previous project. Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Azure Afternoon, and we have Smoky Slate. So I think I'm going to stamp in Azure Afternoon. And And what are we going to use? Haven't even decided on a stamp set. Right, that flower is out of Irresistible Blooms, so I think I'll stick with it. Let's go with this kind of background stamp. It's gorgeous for, you know, like putting underneath your matte layers. So let's get that inked up. Let me get a smaller block. Here we go. So, ink that up nice. So I'm just going to pop this various positions on the page till I'm satisfied with the effect. Now, because it is so small, I am going to have to spread out quite a bit with this. Oh, that looks nice. So, it's turned out kind of like this. A lot of stamping in the middle that I didn't need, but that's okay. This is going to go in the middle. Alright, so this is quite exciting. We're going to wash this off with our chamois. Simply chamois. These actually need a good wash, a rinse in the washing machine. You can rinse them out in lukewarm water in the sink as well, but I usually leave mine that long that a little quick rinse in the washing machine doesn't harm them. These are water-based inks, so they do rinse out quite well. But if you were to wash mine out, you'd be standing there for a little while getting it all out. Oh no, I've got a little bit of ink on there. Now we're not going to see that because we're going to layer up a little flower. I don't know if you can see that there. A little flower here. Now what I do need to do is I do need to stamp out some leaves, and we'll tuck them in behind. I feel like I'm on the TV or something. So what I need is a smoky slate, nice neutral colour. Sun's shining here. Great. Okay, right, let's do this. And then what I'm going to do for a sentiment is I'm going to actually wet emboss white onto Night of Navy. So I've got a couple of little flourishes here of leaves, leaves, whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean. They are definitely leaves. Right, okay. And I have this tiny, tiny, tiny little one. We're going to stamp that in Night of Navy. Yes. And I will fussy cut those out. Just little tiny, tiny little ickle baby ones. Fussy cutting's so much fun. You've got to be in the mood for it though. You've definitely got to be in the mood for it. Okay, so put that back in there. So I hope everybody's well and enjoying the sunshine. I've got more antihistamines. I'm so itchy. More antihistamines. 90 days worth. Oh. Got antibiotics for a week for a bite that I've got. Don't know what's bitten me, but I have to go back in 3 weeks. So we will see. So I'm a bit tired because I had to traipse out to the doctor's today. I had a little recovery nap earlier though, until the husband came in and was the noisiest thing on the planet. Right, let me just fussy cut these out very quickly. Now, these little scissors are great. They're so sharp. They cut nice and straight when you're doing line work. Line cutting, rather. So this is what our little leaves look like. So I'm going to have 2 of those. Now it's really quick. Now for a scrapbook page, don't get me wrong, I'm not get the words out, Tricia. I'm not an expert. But the key is you can kind of imagine it as a card front, but you're leaving a big space for a photo. And you can also leave space to journal some details about the photo, memories that you have of it, or the date, or what have you. So, yeah, let's see if I can fussy cut these out. One of my fingers is quite a bit swollen. So, I need to watch what I'm doing with these. Right, there's one out. Let's do a second one. Should have actually had my glasses on for this because these are tiny. Oh, just need to squint. Oh, wow. Right. We're nearly at the month end already. It's almost June, which means it's almost my son's 12th birthday. So we had him away to Newcastle at the weekend. Daddy did all the driving, which was awesome. We didn't actually go far. We knew the two places that we were going and we had a taxi there, so that was fine. Yeah, so that was fun. But his birthday's not until Thursday. Right, now I'm going to mount this onto my little scrapbook page. What I'll do is, you could always make the mat removable. You can cut a couple of little sections where you can tuck and pop it in. But for today, I'm just going to glue this down flush with the page because I'm going to actually make this 3D. So I'm going to put my little smudge down in the bottom left hand corner. Okay, so that's like so. I'm going to get some dimensionals out of my little craft drawer. And because I'm going to tuck and secure some little fuzzy cut elements underneath this, I always put the foam dimensionals in the centre. So I'm just going to pop that one there, like so. It's very, very nice. These we are just going to simply glue them flush. It doesn't matter if they kind of like poke out over the actual frame. I think that looks nice. It makes it look more kind of 3D. Yes, so all good. You could even tuck it in under here. Might do that actually, yeah. Might do that in the opposite corner. I know there's not a flipper on top of that, but it's absolutely fine. These will then be glued on. And you could always add a little bit of, you could always curl these slightly to get more 3D effect. Super pretty. Oh, I like that. I'll give you a close-up of this. That's super pretty, isn't it? And the other one I will put up in the other corner. Concentration, concentration. There we go. I do like that. Nice and simple. So all we need to do now is to, sorry, I'm itching it. I'm just really itchy. Really itchy. It's annoying. I need to stop scratching. Once you start itching at your allergies, that's you. You're a gunner. Right, embossing box is here. So I need my little emboss buddy. Now I am going to use this little piece. Okay, so I'm going to pop it there. I am going to get my little, where are they? What are they? My little heat-proof tong things. So you get this in a set with this. So I'm going to pop that out. Now what we do is we want to add, I'm not going to touch this after I add the, what's this called? Emboss buddy. So this is an anti-static pad, as some of you might call it. We call it emboss buddy. So we need Versamark ink. We need a sentiment. I think I will do... What should I do? I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Or maybe I should do another one. What about in this one? Does it have memories? Here we go. I'll use days to remember, and I'll use the stamp here, a day to remember. Funny that. So this is good for making desk calendars, journals, diaries, things like that. It's also good for scrapbooking. Right, so where is said stamp? So these are photopolymer, meaning that they're nice and see-through, a little bit easier to stamp and see where your positioning is for precision stamping. So here we go. So what I like to do is, because it's just going to be a straight cut sentiment, I do like to just line it up with the bottom piece of the card. Okay, trust that that's there. If you look at it, you can see a slight shimmer, which is the embossing glue. So let me just pop this away before I forget. And then the noisy bit starts in a wee minute, because we are going to heat up the heat tool. First things first though, white embossed powder, where are you? Here we are. Get a little tray at the ready. So I'm just going to sit that in there. This little brush is great for removing any excess powder. Okay, this is a brand new one. So you just pour it over like so. Give it a wee tap. Yep. And there's a tiny, tiny little bit. So this is before. Okay, so I'll keep that safe to the side. We're just going to knock that like so, and we're going to put it back into the little tub. This has a little hole in it. There we go. And we're just going to dab, 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 knock, knock, knock that back in there. And it makes for less mess. Just a little bit. I always miss a tub. But you can't avoid it. It's such a fine powder. Right, okay, let's get all the junk off my desk. So let's heat this up for a wee second. Really quick project today. So give me a wee second while this heats up. Hopefully it's not too loud. You can just sit it on its little stand here, but it will vibrate on your desk slightly. Always point it away from your project, point it away from your powders or anything that you don't want melted. We can't be having that, can we? Right, just tidy up while that heats up. And did I put that back in there? There we go. Right. So, be careful that you don't cover the air vent bits here. And we are going to emboss. So I'm just going to come closer to the camera so you can see it happening. You should see that changing. Maybe not though. Some people like to do it from behind. It's entirely up to you, whatever feels best for you. And there is the sentiment. So we're just going to cut that up now. And then I can finally take a photo of this, pop it up for the group challenge. Obviously, what happens is a random name will be picked out of a hat to win a wee prize from me as their upline. So I don't put my own name in, obviously, because I'm not going to send myself a present. But I do like to send a random name, pick a random name, sorry, and send a little thank you gift for taking part. Because we really appreciate the lengths people go to kind of partake in the group and stuff. So I am going to pop this down here. Okay. Now a lot of people tend to pick a photograph first, then make their scrapbook page fit with that photo in terms of colours and what have you. I'm the opposite. I just, if I want to do a blue spread, I'll do a blue spread, and then I'll go looking for a photo that fits the spread. I know, it might be the wrong way to do it, but I don't know. Now, we are going to pop this flush on the page, though. You can add ribbon underneath here. Let me see if a bit of ribbon would look nice, actually. So this is boho blue ribbon. This goes really pretty with these blues. So you could put a ribbon underneath it. Let's see now. Like so. I'm not sure. I wish I was live and then I could ask you guys. That would have been lovely, wrapped around that matte layer first. But you can't get them all, you can't get them all. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut them. And I'm going to cut it about there. Okay, I'm just going to slightly free it up like the other side. Okay, it's not as much of a slant as it should be. So very roughly, I'm going to pop it there. Going to make sure that it fits. Yes, it's just a little bit poking out. If you've only got a little bit of ribbon, you only need a little bit, cut it in half and then just attach it to the ends. So all I'm going to do is use my tearing tape, okay, not tearing tape, Stampin' Seal, Tricia, and I'm going to position the ribbon on the back, and that makes sure it's nice and secure. I am then going to add some more of this Stampin' Seal. So I'm just going to add that to the back. Be gentle. I'm awfully heavy-handed at times. Okay, now I have frayed this ribbon a little bit too much. So you know what I'm going to do? Can you see what I've done? I'm going to cut a bit off. Okay. There's always a way to fix your errors. And we are going... Oh, see how sticky it is? It really sticks to you. So I'm going to start again. I'm making sure that that sticks down. That is better. Ta-da! Now I can pop it down in the desired location on my little page. Okay, I'm just going to have it slight overhang down here. Wow, I think that looks really pretty. So you can cut your photo down to 2.5 by 3.5 and it would fit a nice square in there, and it will tuck under here. You can make it smaller, but that is today's little mini scrapbook page. You can make it as fancy or as nice and simple as you like. Yeah, so come back for another little mini video like this where I will be decorating this cute little bag. Now this measures just under 3 inches by 3 3/4, and it is absolutely tiny, tiny. So I might vintage this up. I might make it really bright. I don't know yet, but you need to watch this space. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.